What's good, guys? Welcome back to another episode of GMG News. So, Brexit chaotic scenes as Nigel Farage Brexit march sets off for London. Rows break out with counter-protesters as march to leave departs from Sunderland. There were chaotic scenes as a march led by Nigel Farage left Sunderland to protest against the perceived attempts to betray the will of the people over Brexit. Farage and around 100 followers set off on the first leg of their 200-mile journey to London on Saturday. Marchers chanted, "We're marching for our freedom," and some described Farage as a great statesman and a fantastic leader. "This will of the people is very clear," Farage told them. "If you see what has been happening in Parliament this week, we may well not be leaving the EU. If politicians think they can walk all over us, then we're going to march back and tell them that they simply can't do that." The former UKIP leader has already indicated that he will not be marching all the way with them, according to Sky News, because the guy's a cop-out and he just essentially likes to rally up a load of people to get them to do it for him. The 14-day march to leave, organised by the Leave Means Leave campaign, is due to arrive in the capital on the 29th of March, the scheduled date for the UK to leave the EU. For a mass rally in Parliament Square, the march's website states it is now clear that Westminster elite are preparing to betray the will of the people over Brexit. To counter this, Leave Means Leave are undertaking a peaceful protest to demonstrate the depth and breadth of the popular discontent with the way Brexit has been handled. Marchers gathered in the rain from the early morning for the first leg, which will take them 20 miles to Hartlepool. As Farage arrived, he was met by a large group of reporters and TV crews. A row soon broke out with counter-protesters who turned up carrying red love hearts with messages including "We love workers' rights" and "We love to have a say." One set off blue and yellow flares, the colours of the EU, as protesters chanted "Exit Brexit." Marchers responded by shouting "EU money grabbers," and one man waved a fake blue passport at the counter-protesters. It is understood that the two advertising vans made by the grassroots and anti-Brexit campaign led by donkeys will also be following the march. Barry Lockley, who arrived in Sunderland carrying a flag with a message "Great Britain out, time to leave the EU," said that the event was about supporting democracy. The democracy in the Parliament building has been spot on. They've got their no deal taken off the table by 4 votes, he said. Lockie pointed out that this margin was much smaller than the 4% margin of victory during the EU referendum, which he said was now being discredited. "I'm sorry, but that really riles me up, and there's not going to get away with it." In contrast, one counter-protester told the Press Association, "It's going to be a disaster if we leave." Frank Hinden, 67, said, "We're here to point out that everybody agrees with this crowd, who thinks it's going to be wonderful if we leave." After arriving in Hartlepool, the marchers will move on to Middlesbrough on Sunday. The campaign's website says tickets to be core marchers who paid £50 for overnight accommodation, breakfast and dinner for the duration of the 14-day event have sold out. So hold on, he's made money out of these people marching as well. So if that to me doesn't sound like a con man, then I really do not understand. I don't support Nigel Farage. I think he's a coward if he's going to lead these people and he's not going to do the whole of this march. Then how can you really have a leader if your leader doesn't even want to walk beside your side? To me, this comes across very weak. Like I said, I don't like politicians, especially Nigel Farage, because they always seem to lie. Shout out to Damien Gale as well, reporting this from The Guardian. Big shout out to The Guardian as well, also, because this is where I've read this news story from. It's got 5,772 views. So a lot of people seem to be talking about this. And let me know what your feelings are on Brexit. Did you want to leave? Did you want to stay? Were you like me? Were you one of the people that didn't vote? Let me know in the comment section down below. But all I'm going to say is thank you once again for watching another episode of GMG News. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications if you haven't done already. Like this video if you think it deserves a like. Share it with your friends if you want other people to see this. Leave a comment in the comment section down below if there's anything you want me to do in the next episode of GMG News, and I will be happy to oblige, and I will be back very soon with another video later on today. See you soon, guys. Hope you all have a good evening.